Hey guys, I wanted to show you something really cool today, and this is the major pentatonic and how you can connect this to your chords. So here is what we need to learn first. We need to learn how to play the major pentatonic. There is a way of playing the major pentatonic that isn't that common, and it's very useful and very easy for you to see. This works with something that I call rectangle and leg, and sometimes I like to add another leg. So the idea is if we start off with a root note for the major pentatonic, and let's take this A here, and that's our root note for our pentatonic. So this is going to be an A major pentatonic. To build the major pentatonic, we start on the root note here, we get the root, we get the major second, we get the major third here, a whole step up. So you can see we slide this finger up a whole step. Then what we do is we play the third, then we play the fifth here, then we play the major sixth here, and then we get back to the root note here. Now if you've seen my 3+2 pentatonic video, then you'll realise that we get the 3 pattern here. Just like that. If we take this here, you'll hear that we get the My Girl riff. Now that's pretty cool. So the way I see this is I'm not going to extend it up into this. I'm going to take this note, I'm going to add it on as a leg. And what I see is this rectangle, this little shape here. You can see it's just a whole step, and I move on to the next string and go up a whole step here. There will be a PDF in the description below if you need notes on this. Don't worry, I provide all that stuff. Now what I can do is to substitute this octave here, I can put it on the same string as one of the corners of this rectangle, because if this is a rectangle, that's a corner, that's a corner, that's a corner, and that's a corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide up a minor third, and that takes me to my root note. You can hear that that resolves on that root note. So if I start here on this A, you can hear I still get my Girl riff. What we want to do really is just practice this idea of playing this rectangle. This is what I call rectangles with legs. This bit here is what I call a leg. We're starting on a corner and we're putting a leg on it. I kind of think of it as like a table. There's one leg, there's another leg. I could have another leg here, I could have another leg here, and I could have another leg here. Because there's 4 corners, there could be 4 legs, but we've got a really wonky table. We've only got 2 legs. So that's the basic pattern. The cool thing about this is it works on any of the perfect 4th string pairs. And if you've not seen the video on string pairs, then watch this video here. If I wanted to play it from, say, this D note here, which would make it D major, I can apply the same principle to this. So slide up on the leg, play the rectangle, then slide the other leg. Let's put that together. We get leg, rectangle, leg. That works on the next string pair, which is going to be the D and G string pair. Let's look at that. This is a G here that we have on the 5th fret of the D string. If we do the leg, up a whole step, play the rectangle, and then go up a minor third, flat third if you want to think of it in that term. We get exactly the same pattern. This is all major pentatonic here, guys, and you just change it by altering the root note that you want. So look, there's E flat. That's really simple. Now the only place that it doesn't work is between the G and the B string. We get a problem, and that's that kink in the tuning. We do get it when we switch between the B and the E string. So if I start on this E here, go up the whole step to get that leg, play the rectangle, and then slide up that minor third, it's going to take me to that 12th fret. Now what's really cool about this is if you want to put a little bit of style in it, what we can do is when we've moved up to the rectangle, what we do is we've got this second and we've got this third here. We're going to put the flat third in there as well. We've got the major second, flat third, and then we get the major third. This passing note adds a lot of colour. You can't stay on it if you're thinking in major because it will sound off. Because if we were thinking in minor, this would be the equivalent of being the flat 5. This is part of that idea of synonym thinking that I talk about all the time. If we take this in the rectangle, There's the pattern there, guys. That's pretty cool, I think. There's a really useful pattern to be able to play because it means you can launch it from any of the positions that you already know.
If you are enjoying my lessons here on YouTube, you might consider supporting my work on the channel and purchasing my Ultimate Guitar Lesson book, which has got 80 lessons that are here on my YouTube channel. Let's get back to the video.
If I wanted to use my caged octaves, for instance, here's my C shape, here's my A shape, here's my G shape, here's my E shape, and here's my D shape. Any of those notes could be starting points if I wanted to play a C major pentatonic. Look here, there's the C shaped octave there. I could play it there in that voice, but I could also play it here, look. Which is pretty cool. This will work through all those caged octaves, but I think it gets really interesting when we base it around our chord shapes. What I want to do is just want to go over the 5/3 chord shapes. If we think about E major here, our E major chord, when we look at the fingers that we have on, we've got 3 fingers. We have the 5th, we have the root, and we have the 3rd. If we start that pentatonic pattern here, what happens is we can play that and we can resolve on a full chord. This works in all those 5/3 shapes. Now, if I want to change that to be a D-shaped E, there's a D-shaped E here, and we still have that 5/3 thing going on. So 5/3, 5th root 3rd of that major triad there. But the root is here, so if I take this here, that's the pattern there, guys, look. And I'm just linking it onto this D-shaped chord here. Let's go over to the A shape, because these are the 5/3 shapes. So we've got the E shape, the A shape, and the D shape. I'm just linking these up here together in the chord E there. So there's the E again, 5/3 in that A shape. 5/3, so we're going to start on the root. Then I move this pattern up again. I go up a whole step. Gonna put me into my rectangle, but what I've got to do is I've got to compensate here. This is how we deal with this. You can see that this root note is on the G string, which means when I play this pattern, I'm going to be crossing over that kink in the tuning. And when we do that, we have to compensate by adding a fret. So I'm going to play the first part of the pattern as normal. Up a step, that's the corner of the rectangle. Here's the other corner of the rectangle. You might think that your fingers need to just drop down in the same position, but they don't. What we've got to do is we've got to compensate, like I say, move up 1 fret and another fret. So you can hear that there. And I just add that minor 3rd on the end there. And I can add that flat 3rd in there. That's how you navigate that awkward kink in the tuning using this idea. Now what we can also do is we can add this to our C and our G shapes if we want to, because all we need to know and remember is that the 5/3 is a repeating pattern from the 3 master triads. If we wanted to think about it from a C shape perspective, 5/3 here. Looks like an E shape in the wrong spot, but it isn't. It's actually the 5th root and 3rd of a C shape, guys. So we take that here. There's a lot of utility in this. The main thing about it is that we're using these 5/3 chords. And there is a 5/3 pattern that recurs. It's not just a cage chord thing, it's a triad thing as well. It enables you to not be stuck in one position all the time. It means you can play in lots of different positions. You can either use your caged octaves, or you can use the 5/3 shapes from the 3 master triad patterns, and that will get you cooking all over the neck. Now, if you haven't seen that video that I did on the 3 master triad shapes, then watch that here, and then you'll see how you can hook this idea up to all those other chords.